You've heard dopamine described as the pleasure chemical. That's not correct. If dopamine were just pleasure, addiction would feel joyful. Burnout would feel exciting. Scrolling endlessly wouldn't feel empty. Dopamine is not pleasure, it is motivation. It is pursuit. It is anticipation. And misunderstanding it changes how people manage their behavior. If dopamine isn't pleasure, what is it actually doing? Dopamine neurons fire most strongly not when you receive reward, but when you predict reward. It encodes reward prediction error. If something is better than expected, dopamine spikes. If something is worse than expected, dopamine dips. This mechanism helps the brain learn. It reinforces behaviors that improve outcomes. It weakens behaviors that don't. This is why anticipation often feels stronger than possession. The pursuit carries more dopamine than the reward itself. But dopamine does more than reinforce habits. It regulates effort allocation. Dopamine influences how much effort feels worth exerting. Higher dopamine signaling increases willingness to act. Lower signaling makes tasks feel heavier. Studies using brain imaging show that dopamine pathways influence cost-benefit decisions. If expected reward outweighs perceived effort, drive increases. If not, motivation declines. Dopamine does not create pleasure. It determines whether action feels justified. So, what happens in overstimulation environments? Dopamine systems adapt quickly. Frequent high-intensity stimulation reduces receptor sensitivity. This doesn't mean dopamine disappears. It means baseline responsiveness shifts. High novelty inputs, fast media, rapid rewards can recalibrate expectation thresholds. Everyday tasks may then feel comparatively less stimulating. This is not addiction by default. It is adaptation. The brain adjusts to repeated signal intensity. So dopamine drives pursuit. But why does chasing feel better than having? When reward is uncertain, dopamine activity increases. Uncertainty enhances motivation. This is why variable rewards are powerful. Slot machines exploit this. So do social media notifications. But dopamine drops after reward is secured. Possession reduces prediction. The system quiets. This explains why achievement often feels brief. The brain is wired for forward motion, not static satisfaction. If dopamine is about pursuit, how do you stabilize it without overstimulating it? Stable dopamine signaling benefits from consistent sleep, physical movement, progress-based goals, effort linked to meaningful outcomes, intermittent novelty, not constant intensity. The goal isn't dopamine suppression, it's rhythm stabilization, balanced anticipation followed by earned reward. Dopamine thrives in structured challenge, not constant stimulation. Dopamine is not pleasure. It is direction. It signals what to move toward. Repeated high-intensity input reshapes its baseline. Understanding this changes behavior. You don't eliminate dopamine. You manage prediction. Because the brain adapts to whatever level of stimulation it receives most often, and that adaptation defines your motivation landscape. Subscribe to Vera Human and continue understanding the biology shaping your motivation, your focus, and your long-term brain health.